much is LeBron showing his age right now?
10. Skip, he's in
Seriously, you're going to 10?
Yeah, he's in year 20. He's in year 20, and no player looks the same in year 20 as they did in year 5, year 8, year 10. And the thing is that there have been very few people that played this long, and the guys that did play played into their 20s weren't starters. They weren't playing 35, 36 minutes a game. They didn't have the impact, the load, the minutes, the games on their legs like he has. So, Skip, as we start to age, is that the injuries start to come with greater regularity, and they start to keep us out for longer periods of time. He first arrived in L.A., he missed 27 games. He's only played 1 year in which he's played 60 or more games. This is his 5th season in L.A. So what is that telling you? The injuries are starting to come with greater regularity, and they're starting to keep him out. Now, I don't know if this injury here is age-related. I felt that early on I could see something was different in LeBron. So I don't know if it was compensation that caused him to tweak the groin. They said left leg, but it looked like he grabbed the groin area to me. I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn, so I'm going to play one today. It looked like
You've dealt with enough doctors in your time.
I have, and I've had some groin injuries in my time. And normally, leg, you grab the area that's hurting. He didn't grab his leg. He grabbed high up in his groin area. So it looked like a groin to me. And seen him deal with groin injuries before, when he hurt the groin the first time against Golden State, he immediately grabbed the area and started like, man.
They said that one was torn, and it cost him 17 games his first year in L.A.
Yes. And so, look, and he's still, I mean, look at his numbers. I mean, this season, he's 25 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Most people not named LeBron James, that's a great stat line. Obviously, Kevin Durant is a 27, but I mean, LeBron is a 27, 7, and 7 guy. He's 25, 9, and 7 in year 20. So the numbers are impressive. They don't have the impact they once did, Skip. You know, they were talking about, and I know you've kind of followed a little bit of the midterm, and they were talking about this red wave. Well, LeBron used to be a wave, but now it's a pebble in the ocean. And if you didn't see someone throw a pebble in the ocean, you wouldn't even know, because it doesn't even leave a ripple. And he had, look at his numbers last night, Skip, 38 and 3. I'm like, LeBron, you had 30? I didn't know it. I didn't. I'm sorry.
What's that far right column just before the points?
17 plus.
Minus 17. So he had the worst plus minus of the game.
Yes.
Well, that's shocking to me. When you go, wait, 38 and 5, you'd say, okay, well, shouldn't you have some impact? But the time you were on the floor, you lost by 17.
Yes.
Why is that?
Skip, and if you look at it, I mean, look, all players have shot air balls, but the air balls from LeBron is coming with greater regularity. But it's hard. I mean, you look at it, Skip, less than 8 feet, he's 62%. From 8 to, mid-range jumpers, he's 3 of 15. 16 to 24 feet, he's shooting 53%. Now you go out a little further, Skip, 24 feet, he's 23%, 16 of 70. But, Skip, he missed 26 games last season. He missed 27 games in 2021. Skip, age is contributing. Now, I don't know if age had anything to do with this. I thought, looking at him and the way he was playing and the way he was moving, I thought he had a lower body injury. Something was going on lower extremities to begin with. And maybe the compensation finally caught up with it. First of all, he shouldn't be playing 35, 36 minutes in damn year 20 anyway. Probably should be playing closer to like 28, 29. He should be, Skip, even though he's a starter, he should be playing like Russ. Russ played like 28, 29 minutes. That's exactly where LeBron should be. Not 36, 30, 35, 36 minutes.
And without the groin, he would have probably about finished the game, and he would have been up to 35.
Exactly.
Okay?
So for me, Skip, yes, you starting to see, because like I said, there have only been, I think, 8 or 9 guys. And if you look at the guys that have played until year 20, Skip, they weren't playing 35. Vince Carter was a role player. Robert Parrish was a role player. Kevin Willis was a role player. Kareem was playing, but I mean, Kareem's a big. Kareem was just taking the time. Hey, get the rebound, pass it out. All right, Kareem, we're going to wait on you. Get down the block where you want it. Right hand? Okay, here you go. Take it.
And Kareem never was a leaper because he didn't have to be a leaper.
Exactly.
He was 7 foot, what, 2 inches? Yeah.
And LeBron is a big man, and he's an impact player. So you can imagine up, down, how high he jumps with that size, year 20 on those knees, ankle joints, hips, back. It's taking its toll. So, yeah, you're starting to see because, and Skip, and I think the thing is, I think sometimes it's get hard for a player. When you become resigned to the fact, yeah, I'm still me, but we so bad I can't overcome this. LeBron is looking around, Skip. This is not a good team. He's like, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. And if I'm Genie Bus, I ain't moving no picks. I'm not moving any picks to be in the play-in. So guys, y'all just going to be the laughingstock. Y'all about to be the Kings. Y'all about to be the Magic. Y'all about to be OKC. Y'all about to be... And unfortunately, those teams have picks. You're going to be in the lottery. Y'all got none. Y'all lottery pick going to New Orleans.
So you just said that the Kings team is turning into the Kings, and you just said that the King himself, on a scale of 1 to 10, is showing 10 aging signs, right?
I mean, Skip, we see it. I mean, you can't miss the kind of games. Think about how many games. He's missed more games in 5 years since he's been with the Lakers than he missed in the previous 15.
Okay. And I'm going to frame everything I'm about to unload on by saying, speaking of 10, the Lakers should actually be 1 and 10 because it took a miracle shot by somebody named Matt Ryan, not that Matt Ryan, but your Matt Ryan, who last played at Chattanooga. It took a miracle shot to force overtime against the Pelicans, a game in which you stole 2 more cases off me by hook or crook. I don't know how you did it, but they pulled that game out thanks to a Matt Ryan who last night played a total of 43 seconds, shot 1 time, not from 3, and missed that 1 time.
Correct.
Okay, so that's what he didn't contribute last night, and he saved the quote-unquote game against the Pelicans that kept you from being 1 and 10, right?
Yes.
You're 2 and 9, but you well should be 1 and 10. I think that's a fair assumption.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, because it was a miracle shot because he
was
fading right. It was like a horse shot, like the all-time horse shot, falling right in the right corner, out of bounds, and he has to shoot it completely over the backboard, and he swishes it.
Yes.
Okay. Now back to LeBron. So the irony of what we're discussing is there's some great new commercials all over every game I watch of LeBron versus Jason Momoa, Father Time.
Yes.
And it's one after another. Bronny's in them, one after another, and they're funny and they're clever, and I like them. But I like everything LeBron does commercial-wise because he's gifted at it.
Yeah.
And whoever wrote the script wrote a good one.
Yeah.
But the painful irony is that art is imitating life is imitating art, right? Because what's happening in the commercial is happening more and more on the court, except
LeBron isn't winning.
He isn't winning at all.
Right.
He's losing to Jason Momoa on the court.
Right. He beat him in the commercials, but in actuality, he's losing
they're
in
kind
real
of
life.
50-50 in the commercials. They go back and forth. But it felt like it hit bottom last night because of what you said, because LeBron actually had a quote-unquote good game, maybe a very good game.
Skip, I honestly, when I was looking at it on Sports Spectrum and they put his stats up there, I like, LeBron had 30?
30 points on 12 of 22. That'll work.
Yes.
And for what? He had missed 15 out of 16 threes coming into the game, and he made his first 2, and then he made a couple of more.
Yes.
He still takes too many for my taste. He took 9, but he made 4. Okay, if every night you could make 4 out of 9, that would really work, right?
He make 4 out of 9.
Yeah,
he gonna lead the NBA in three-point percentage 4 and 9.
And you would win a bet against Kevin Durant's 3-point total, and Kevin Durant's cold from 3 also. So that's going to be like a dead heat in the end. But the point is, 8 rebounds, I can live with that. Yes. I wish the 5 assists would go up. He's still averaging 7, but just a couple of years ago, he led the league in assists, and I still say he's the best passer in basketball. Either he's not distributing the way he should be, or nobody's cashing his passes.
I think it's nobody's cashing.
And again, I used to like Kendrick Nunn when he played for the Miami Heat. I can't see him anymore. I can't find him.
He can't make a shot.
He was 0 for 4 last night in 12 and a half minutes, 0 for 2 from 3.
And look at that plus minus in 12 and a half and 13 minutes.
All right. But here's the big picture takeaway. It's become one thing after another with LeBron James, obviously one of the all-time greatest players. So, first of all, I'm sick and I had to miss the hallowed Halloween party.
Right.
That's my favorite night of the year for me and Savannah to go to. I had to miss it because I was sick. Okay, everybody gets sick every once in a while, but we come right out of that into a rather mysterious foot injury. You got a foot what? Right. Well, they didn't define it. They didn't explain it. He just has foot sore. Okay, so he's got sore foot. Well, maybe it happens after you played 20 years. Things just get sore.
Yes.
So now you got a sore foot, which he complained about after the previous loss. And then all of a sudden, late in the game that was clearly, it had teetered and gone right over the edge of the cliff, he comes down a little bit wrong. But as he said after the game, I'm going to read his quote, I didn't do anything extraneous on the play, meaning I wasn't in a precarious or dangerous situation. I just came down. I just came down and I felt a twinge, a tweak, a spasm, he said, okay? Well, is that because you've played 20 years and you've been crashing into people for 20 years and you crashed into somebody again and you came down a little bit wrong? And all of a sudden, he said, it doesn't feel as bad as it did back in 2019, his first year, when he missed 17 games. And they said then it was torn. I don't know. When you tear, man, it's no good. But he said, well, maybe 24-hour around the clock, we can get this thing right, and I could play again the next game. I'm going to doubt that. I'm going to guess he's going to miss some. I'm also going to throw this at you. Their team has become so pathetic that I think some of this is psychosomatic in his mind, because he's just looking around. You can just see his body language like, where am I? Who are these people? And what am I doing here? And after a while, it's like, I just hurt. I don't want to do this. I don't want to associate with these people anymore. Get me out of here.
I'm telling you, when you losing, man, everything hurts worse. When you win it, I mean, I didn't mind taking them shots when we were winning, and my body didn't hurt nearly as bad as then we go out there and get our eyes. I'm like, damn, why did I take them injections again now? We just got beat 35-10.
You did. Okay, so the damnedest thing I've ever seen is these Lakers are pathetic in the first quarter and the third quarter every night. It's like clockwork. But in the second quarter, they were hellacious. They roared back. Look what they won the second quarter by, 31-16. That's after they gave up 38, which was the high-scoring quarter of the year for the Clippers. 38? Okay, and
remember, they gave up 42. They gave up 42 to Utah.
And yet, after 2 games, everybody was raving about Darvin Ham has installed a new defensive mindset. And remember, you kept saying, LeBron's ranked in the top 5, I think it was, of defensive win shares. Well, now he's plummeted all the way to, 47th now, because he's not playing defense, because nobody's playing defense.
That's why you give up 38, 42.
And they have plunged all the way to 18th in defensive efficiency after they were, for a while, for the first 2 games, I think they were first.
Yeah, I think they were overvalued when they were so high, Skip, because if you look at the guys that they have, they're both, I mean, AD, Skip, even AD defense, Zubats. Man, Skip, them big guys, they're not afraid of AD anymore.
Zubats just played harder. He just wanted the basketball more.
Skip, there's no way Larry Marketing from Utah supposed to call for the ball on the block. Ain't nobody calling for the ball. A guy, not just a guy. Now, maybe Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. I get that. You talk about 2 of the preeminent players in all of basketball. Ain't no guy like, and that's not a knock on him, because I think he's an outstanding young player. He can shoot it, he can rebound, he can facilitate. Hey, he's the finished LeBron James, if you want to look at it.
That is true, and he's going to make the All-Star team, but go ahead.
Yes. Skip, they don't fear AD.
No, they don't. Yet, when the smoke cleared, when this game ended, I'm looking at the final box, and I'm saying, now, wait a second. If I had told you, Mr. Sharpe, before this game, if I told you LeBron had gotten 30 and 8 and 5, and if I told you AD for his lack of motor, if I told you he got 21 and 9, you'd say, okay, 21-9, I can kind of live with that. If you didn't see the game, if you didn't see it.
Yes.
And then I told you that Russell Westbrook is now in Vegas the odds-on 6th man of the year. He's odds-on to win 6th man of the year because he's been, dare I say, sensational coming off the bench. And last night, he gave you
9 assists.
14 and 9 assists. Okay, 14-4 rebounds. He usually gets 8 or 9 rebounds, but he was 14-4 and 9 assists, which led the team in assists.
You're right.
If I told you those 3 future, well, they're not, it's a dub, but they're all going to be in the Hall of Fame, those 3 for sure. If I told you that, and then I read you some other stats. I read you that points in the paint, it was Lakers 52 to Clippers 38. And if I told you second chance points, let's go to fast break points. If I told you Lakers were 20-9 in fast break points, if I told you all that, you'd say, oh, we won that game, right? Mm-hmm. You basically got blown off the floor in the first and the third quarter, and in the end, it's 114 to 101.
Right.
Okay, so you lost by 13 points. What just happened? It's showing you that these 3 future Hall of Famers, not just LeBron, but all 3 of them, have little to no impact on the scoreboard.
None.
They do their solo acts.
Yes.
They get their numbers where they look respectable at the end of the night.
Yes.
And in LeBron's case, they look pretty good.
Yes.
And yet, wait a second, you really weren't that competitive. In the bitter end, you weren't that competitive. No. And what did they do to you? Well, as usual, you get battered at the free throw line every night because you just don't get calls anymore, right?
Well, and when you do get calls, you're not going to make them, so what difference does it make?
Okay, that's the point. So what was LeBron's big spiel at the end of his media session after the game? He's furious. He's not getting any calls because what did he get to the free throw line last night? 4 times? Yeah, he got, where is LeBron here? Yeah, he shot 4 free throws and he made 2 of them. Okay, so he said after the game, I got to learn how to flop or something. He said, I'm tired of hearing I missed it from the referees. Right. He said that's 3 games straight of I missed it, where the refs just saying, well, I missed that one.
Right.
Okay, I think we have the one where he drove on, I believe it was Paul George,
yeah.
And this was the flash point of the night when they're starting to teeter and fall in the 3rd quarter. So he drives it in, and they gave Paul George a block on this play. And there's a little bit of contact. I think he got all ball going up, but there's a lot of body contact. Right. I will give you that. There was a time in this league when LeBron, it's like automatic. Yeah. You are going to shoot the 2 free throws if you didn't make the shot. But there are a lot of times he was just going to make that shot.
LeBron is getting the call. They give Giannis that call now.
Well, sure they do.
That LeBron, there was a stretch where LeBron got the calls that Giannis get.
Yeah.
LeBron got those.
Okay. So he has plummeted now to 67% from the free throw line, and you've disagreed with me on this, but I still say those refs, they watch, they listen, they read, they know that he's not a good free throw shooter and that he has been in some decline, and so they're not going to honor him with calls. They used to honor Harden with calls because he'd shoot 90%.
Yeah.
I swear they will give it to you if they think you can make those.
But Skip, if the first 3 games, you remember, LeBron would shoot like 78, 79%.
No, he started off hot, but the whole team started off hot.
And then you look at the last 2 free throws that he shot last night, Skip, they showed from behind. He liked to miss the whole damn rim.
Yeah. I think he lost heart from playing.
He clipped the right side of the rim. I'm like, bro, you straight on how you shoot and the ball over here and the rim is there.
Yeah. And then when things got desperate last night, he's more and more now resorting to this solo act over on the wing where he's swinging the ball from side to side. I don't know if we have this exactly, but do we have the play? He's swinging it on. I think it's Marcus Morris over on the side. He's just on Marcus.
Now it's too late. Now we're in a bind.
Okay,
now we got to throw up.
What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to get it blocked. He got it blocked right back to him, and then he tried to shoot it again. But that sequence starts with him doing the face-up swing, 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 swing. I think he swung it 8 times. Everybody's just watching.
Standing around.
They're just watching. There's no ball movement. There's no unity. There's no rhythm to it. It's just like LeBron saying, well, I guess I got to save it because we're about to get blown off the floor again.
Well, by the time you do that, okay, you get the ball. So now all of a sudden it's 7 seconds. Okay, now you're like, okay, I'm gonna put the ball on the floor. I mean, so what you want? I mean, you gonna pass it to somebody to bail you out? It's too late now. Skip, they bad. I don't know what it is. Skip, look, LeBron is injured. LeBron is in year 20, but they're just a bad team. We just got to face that fact. And remember, everybody, Skip, when it came out, the prognostication was they're going to be in the play-in tournament.
Sure.
I was like, man, how they going to be in the play? Because all I heard all offseason, we hadn't been healthy.
Yep.
We be healthy. Let's see healthy. Me, Russ, and AD, we hadn't been this. We hadn't been that. Rob Pelinka, let's see by Thanksgiving. By Thanksgiving, y'all going to be like the bird, cooked.
Okay. And yet, before the year started, you were daring me to bet you that they would win 50 games. 50. And I said, make it 55. And I choked and I wimped out.
Yeah, you did.
Because I didn't believe it. I couldn't believe they were going to be a bad team. I thought they would be pretty good.
Right.
Because I kept thinking, wait a second. If LeBron and AD and Russ all stay healthy, well, there's just too much firepower. They can't be miss the playoffs team.
Well, two of the 3 guys are unhealthy already. AD's working with his back. AD looked like me running up and down the court.
Yeah. And by the way, before the year started, I thought Russ was sheer liability. And to Darvin Ham's credit, he's made one great move. He just started bringing him off the bench. But it's straight camouflage. Like I called it the other, it's like he's wearing a Halloween costume because the truth is he's still playing high minutes.
Yeah.
Last night he was in the game after about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
He played 30 minutes last night.
Yeah. So he gets his minutes.
Yeah.
They just wait a while before he starts.
Right.
But it's just a little while.
Yes.
And so It's changed his mindset and his outlook and his point of view.
Right.
He's coming in like, oh, I don't have any pressure on me. I'm not a starter anymore. And that's worked. And if you told me Russ was going to win Sixth Man of the Year before the season started, I'd say, well, definitely they won't just be in the play-in. They will be the 6th seed or the 5th seed.
Skip, last year you kept bringing up they were 33 and 49. They were 33 and 49. We might need to throw a ticker tape parade if they get 33 wins this year.
Well, at the pace you're going right now, and I don't see salvation. I don't see hope. No. I don't, and we keep talking about trades. What trade could they make? Unless you clear that, if you trade AD, especially if you could get Kevin Durant back, but after I watched Kevin last night, he looks happy now that they got Jacques Vaughn. We're about to talk about that. And Kevin triple doubles with 29, 12, and 12. There's no way they would trade him straight up for Anthony Davis. No. They're just not going to do it.
Even if but you don't have anything. You don't have any other commodities other than AD.
You don't.
Because you don't have the draft picks in this year's draft. That's what they would need. They might be willing to do that, Skip. If you had first-round picks this upcoming draft in 23, 24, 25, and AD, maybe a player, okay, they might be like, okay, well, KD, he's probably going to ask for a trade at the end of the year. Might be the best we can get. But you ain't got no picks.
Well, and then you keep correcting me on this. Last night, my mind wandered at the end of the game. I thought, is it possible they'd be so bad they could hit the lottery this year? And then, as you keep saying, you don't even have a first-round pick because there's no Wembanyama if you don't have a first-round pick, right?
That's the thing, Skip. It's like, man, did you see the lottery was $2 billion? Well, I didn't play. It don't do me no good. So what good is it you losing all these games and you in the lottery? You ain't got no pick.
No.
You ain't got no ticket. So you can't win. You can't win. The other guy, the guy that they played, I forget his name, Skip, the little guard that was sensational against Wembanyama. Wem had like 30-something, and he had like high 20s. Mm-hmm. He was sensational. He ain't got no pick till 27.
No picks.
27.
I don't know.
So, see, you should have took that. I'd have had to buy out with 5 cases right now. And we haven't even gone through, we've gone through what, a month? Have we done a month? We haven't even done a month in the NBA season, and I would have had to buy out.
No. So now I got to start marking off the calendar, marking off the days until LeBron passes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's all we got.
That's not a foregone conclusion.
No.
That's why the record has stood for 40 years. Because,
by the way, I did see last night, he's still 1,100 points away, and I'm saying, wait a second.
Yes.
1,100 points?
Yes.
I thought he was going to come at mid-season.
No. Because if you look, Skip, the record, he doesn't pass the record in a year had he not missed all these games. You think about 17, 26, 27. He's missed the season. In the last 4 seasons, he's missed basically almost a season of games. And now here we are, possibly miss some more. It's not a foregone conclusion that LeBron James gets that record this year. No.
Well, somewhere Jason Momoa is chuckling right now, right?
Well, we thought Karl Malone was going to get the record.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he just fell off a cliff. Boom. He was done. Oof.
Shannon, your Lakers can send that draft pick all the way down here to New Orleans.
Well, you sent my beignets all the way up here to L.A. Why you over there bumping them?
Good point.
I will. I got to bring them hot, though. They're no good if they're cold. Skip, I was in Chicago last night covering the Bulls and the Pelicans, and I talked about you more than anything. Everybody at that United Center says hello, including the great Casey Johnson. He
Thank
wanted to
you.
Make sure
I miss Chicago.
I told you he sends his
no,
messages.
you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You don't miss that cold?
I miss Jordan.
Yeah. I bet you do.
One knock on that city, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.